All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Intoxicated Sports Report on this June the 14th, 2022. I'm Gage Samoji, and the man on my left is Mr. Emerson Holloway Hip.
What's happening?
How's it going, man?
It's going.
Yeah?
Nice to see you on 2 days in a row.
Yeah, look at that.
How about us?
Yeah.
Who'd have thought?
Yeah, no, I don't see that. I don't see it very often 2 days in a row, you know.
Yeah, it's few and far between.
Yeah.
It's pretty much podcast day these days.
Yeah, but you know.
That's
I got things going on. You know, I got a life
we
now.
both do.
You know?
Overlapping
Not to say you
schedules.
don't. Not to say you don't. You got a life
Overlapping
too.
schedules, you know. But
Just, you know, that's...
it's nice to see you once a week, though.
Yeah.
We get our time.
We'll take our once a week,
Correct.
and it's fine.
Yeah. And we get to do what we love the most.
Exactly.
Talk sports.
Yes. And you get to listen to us, which we appreciate,
Yeah.
as always. Ah.
What you got in your hand there?
Sorry, I blanked out there for a minute. We're drinking mojitos today.
Hell yeah.
One of the most, I'll say, underrated cocktails that there are. I think what I love the most about this cocktail is it always served in a pint glass?
I think if you went to most restaurants, it would serve it in like a tall glass, yeah.
There we go.
Maybe one not as wide as this, as a pint glass, but
Yeah, I've always liked these. You know, I love the smell of mint. You know, the mint. You don't
Nice.
eat it, but
effervescent.
yes, exactly. That's a hell of a word. What was that?
Effervescent.
Effervescent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I'll take your word for it, Mr. Bartender.
Very fragrant.
We are currently watching the Giants game. They're playing the Royals.
Yep.
It's
Well-
0-0, bottom of the first.
Is it 2014?
I know. right?
October?
I was listening to the radio today, and there was, you know, they were talking about the Royals and the Giants, and I think they were talking to Kruger Kuip. I always forget, you know, which one they talk to.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how Kansas City still thinks about that 2014 loss, and I'm sure they do, but it was Kruger Kuip made a good point, and he was like, "Well, they won it the next year, so I'm sure
Right.
it kind of made up for it a little bit."
Exactly, yeah. You couldn't feel too bad about that.
No. But you got to think they're like, "Man, we were this close from back to back,"
Right.
but you didn't, and we're happy about it.
Yes, sir, we are.
So, what do we got going on today, man?
So we're going to talk about our little excursion to NASCAR. I know you weren't there. We missed you. Didn't feel right without you, but it was still a good time nonetheless.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk a little bit about the Giants, who are coming off a nice sweep with the Dodgers.
Oof.
We also got the Stanley Cup final is set. It's going to be starting tomorrow.
Wish it was starting today.
I know. We're a little dry on sports today.
We should be watching it right now
All right.
because I think we can both agree that if the Stanley Cup was on, we'd be watching that.
It'd be on the TV, yes.
The Giants game would probably be in the background over there,
Right.
but it'd be on this main TV later.
Yeah. So yes, we're going to be talking about that, and then of course the NBA Finals, the beef, to finish it off.
The beef.
So we're going to start with NASCAR. We had one hell of a ball, year 2 of the group making it out to Sonoma for NASCAR.
Looks like you guys had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the stories.
I enjoyed. I liked how you did a bunch of stories because I think at first it only looked like you did like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, that's kind
They
of
were
dry.
having a tough time loading.
And then I noticed like the next day
Right.
it loaded.
Right.
So go check it out if you haven't seen it. It's on our highlight page,
is.
or it's on the highlights of our Instagram page.
Right.
And if you want to look at the one from last year too, I watched that a few days ago, and it's pretty funny.
Yeah,
It's
it's
pretty
good
good.
too.
It's pretty good. But you guys did a good job. So tell us all about it.
Yeah, so we got up early again, like we did last year. We probably got in there about right around 9 o'clock. Took us only like 20 minutes to get there, which was unbelievable.
Because like you said last week, there was going to be pretty much full occupancy.
Yeah, they opened the gates up in full to
Compared to the 30%
right.
occupancy last
Yeah,
year.
it was a breeze last year.
It looked like it was pretty packed.
It was fuller. Yeah, I mean, even like the stands. I don't really think I took any pictures of like the stands behind us, but they were only probably like a half full, maybe a little bit more.
Do you even waste your time on looking at grandstand prices?
No, it's over $100. It's not really worth it.
And it's like, how much of it?
When you sit in the grandstands, you see the front stretch and the last corner. That's it. Pretty
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
I mean, you're in the shade all day, which is nice.
Yeah.
But because where you guys sit, we get it. It's pretty much where you were at last year
Right.
at the end of the race.
Right. I like that view. I mean, when we went when I was a kid, we'd always sit in a tent that was like just around the corner, so it was the same general area. So I've always liked that spot.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see the back stretch as well from that vantage point. Plus, they got the TV monitor up there, so you can watch pretty much anything that's important.
What was the one highlight of the day if you could pick one for yourself?
It's at your expense, but Kyle Larson losing his wheel literally right in front of us.
I got a Snapchat from Dylan. He was like, "It's kind of hard to win with 3 tires." I'm like, "Fuck you."
It was so funny too. Like it was, I want to say shortly after a pit or like a pit, rotation or whatever. I'm totally botching that term, but green flag pit stops and up the hill comes a fucking rolling wheel. And we're like, who the hell, where'd that come from? We're like, who the hell is that?
Yeah.
And then all you see is Larson like spinning off into the dirt, like just around the corner.
It wasn't a good week for both my drivers.
Yeah, Bell didn't finish well either.
I also have to ask, because I asked you last week who you thought would be the drunkest.
Yeah.
And I think you said Garrett.
I did go.
Who originally, he drove there, right?
He did drive.
But
dinner,
didn't
yes.
drive back.
Correct.
So who do you think was the drunkest?
I'm gonna give that to Danny easily.
Easily.
Yeah. I mean, not that everyone else wasn't.
Isn't that what I said? Didn't I say Darts? last
I
week?
thought Darts would be a good candidate for sure.
Darts is always a good candidate.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't drive. I mean, he doesn't, like, those kind of things he doesn't like to drive.
Right.
Which I get.
But he was definitely
drive
shit
either.
faced at certain points of the day.
Oh yeah, I
But-
mean, I know all about getting shit faced in NASCAR games, so I know what it's like. I know it's fun, and it looked like it was an overcast day.
The weather was super funky. It actually even drizzled during our tailgate for a minute.
Wow.
Yeah, but yeah, totally overcast until about 3 o'clock, which was right around when the last stage started. So and then it kind of broke out.
So it was kind of muggy.
It wasn't like super gross and humid, but obviously it did drizzle a little bit, but it wasn't super muggy. It was kind of thankful because it wasn't blazing hot.
Like it was last year.
Yeah, last year was pretty warm.
Because I think originally during the week it said it was supposed to be like, what, 95, 94?
Well, it was going to be that warm leading up, and then it was going to drop to around 80, and then as the days kept going by, it kept dropping, which was nice.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to be overcast, but
And you guys originally parked in a spot and then moved because you had a
Yeah.
shitty parking spot.
yeah. So we're in hindsight, we're gonna never go the route we did again.
So you guys went a different route than you did last year.
Well, we went in the same gate, but we went to the outside line because people were like waving us over there, and we just didn't even think anything of it. And then if you go in, I think a lot of people knew this because the line on the left was the longest, and that's the way we went in last time. And they send you to a much better space for tailgating.
Wow.
And they send us going on the right. They send you up this fucking hill, and they park you on a slope, and it's just not ideal. But we did find a cool spot in that area, after all the parking attendants had left, and just camped out and found a flat spot to
There you go.
grill and play some cornhole.
And you guys took 2 cars.
2 cars, yeah.
Trucks.
Got 9 of us. I think everyone had a good time.
Yeah, it looked like it. Looked like you guys had a good time.
Mhm.
I wish I was there.
I know.
Deb and I both wish we were there.
Yeah.
But we also had a really good time in Tahoe. At
Yeah.
least, I know we both did. Yes, I'm not gonna say I just did. We both did. It also rained in Tahoe on Sunday.
Is that right?
Yeah, kind of scattered shower. I mean, it was coming down at one point pretty well, and then it stopped, and it kind of seemed like it was scattered after that.
Interesting.
But any time in Tahoe is a good time for me.
Right. Yeah, it's hard to have a bad time.
Can't complain about it. So
So Daniel Suarez was the winner of the race.
you guys saw some history.
We did. First win for him and first Mexican-born driver to win a NASCAR Cup
That's
Series
awesome.
race.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Like, you guys saw that with your own eyes.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
And it's cool because he's been kind of snake bitten multiple times this season, even last season because he's on a pretty new team. His teammate Ross Chastain has actually won a couple of races this year, and that's the first year of that car.
And nobody has him in our pool.
Nobody has him or Chastain, but yeah, he's been preaching that we're gonna win a race one of these days. It's gonna
There we
the
go.
luck's gonna go our way, and it did.
That's awesome.
On Sunday. So.
Hey, can we add him to the great 99s?
Yes, he's on there now.
He's on there now, right?
Yep, at least historically. So yeah,
That's
good-
pretty huge. First
good for
Mexican-born
Daniel.
driver
Yeah.
to win a Cup Series race.
I mean, it's.
Did you know that before? Like, when did you find out that was the case, or did you know?
I
that?
think it was after the fact, but I wasn't surprised by it.
Mhm.
I knew that there hadn't been a lot of Mexican-born drivers
Yeah.
in the history of NASCAR, so it was cool and good for Trackhouse Racing. They're rising fast.
Yeah. So when you go, do you guys like go look at the merch at all or anything like that?
We didn't. I
So I don't think we did last
I
year.
don't think we did last year either. I mean, it's something that's always on my mind when we go, but once we get there, the drinks are flowing. You
Yeah,
don't even think
exactly.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even really think about where to walk to find that because
I think it's behind the grandstands.
I think it is,
'cause I remember
too.
when I saw IndyCar, that's where all that like cool. You like check out like,
right.
or you like sign up for like Acura stuff and get a free shirt, like in your email. and
Right,
all
right.
that. So I'm pretty sure it's behind the grandstands.
I think you're right. Well, and it's funny too because like we actually parked really close to where our seats were. Like we only had to walk past turn 4 and then just go up the hill to turn 2.
There you go.
So yeah.
What were the drink prices like there?
I think I only bought 2 drinks, and they weren't terrible. Like I think
It's not like a Giants game.
it's a little bit less than a Giants game. I think the tall boys that we bought were like $10 a piece.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, and then
Like when I say that's money, that means like that's
right.
good.
And I got like a double cocktail, I think, for like $20-something. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, we did most of our drinking in the parking lot. So.
Yeah, drinking it.
I gotta say, like NASCAR is one of the most cost-effective sporting events to go to
Yeah.
because it's free to park,
Mm-hmm.
and you just get
Well,
there
you
early.
said you just show them your ticket though.
Yeah, you just have to show them your ticket. So free to park, $60 to get in. You can do most of your partying and drinking before you even walk in if you time it right.
And you can stay there. You can stay at your car all day essentially.
Yeah,
know
you
what I mean?
could. You don't even have to go into the race
No.
at all.
And I bet you some people do that.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think the people that get their trailer spots,
Yeah,
they probably
RV.
just kick it up there and
They
just,
probably have the radio playing.
have the radio on and use their binoculars and
Because
kick it up
they
there.
have like the big RV parking like across the street from.
Right, correct. There's also RV parking just on the like outskirts of the track as well.
I would love to do that for a whole weekend.
That would be fun. I'd love to do that. At
I think I saw something on Twitter or something and it said you could get like 2 races for the price of 1, like the truck race. I think it is.
Oh yeah, you can buy a pass for the whole weekend. Yeah.
And the truck series race is the day before.
Right. They had like the ARCA Series West and the Truck Series race, which I want to say it might be one of the first times or the first time ever that the trucks have raced at Sonoma.
Okay.
They don't usually come here. So yeah.
I think I've probably said this before, but I want to go to the drags.
Yeah, drags will be fun. I think someone in our group mentioned that. It might have been Brady.
Yeah, probably Brady. Or
Yeah.
But I've never been there. I really want to feel and like hear with the
Right.
earphones.
I hear that's more of a party than NASCAR is.
Oh really?
Yeah, like you just go there and get shit faced and hear loud cars.
I've heard it's like fucking loud.
Right,
Like it's
yeah.
loud. Like, you can't have your.
Oh, you'd have to have earplugs in, like or even muffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I even forgot because we were sitting really close to the track. I forgot how loud the NASCARs are because
Mhm.
like my ears were ringing all of Sunday night through Monday morning.
Oh sure.
Yeah,
It's like going to a concert,
right.
but worse.
Yeah, and the spot we're at is like they come up the hill and they're coming out of a slow turn and they just gun it because they have a little
Yeah.
stretch to open it up.
I like when the people listen to the radio while they're watching the race.
Oh yeah. It's actually kind of funny because the speakers that they put up, they have an announcing crew for, and you can hear them really well, like from the grandstands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like when the cars aren't right there, you can hear good
And
commentary.
then they have a little screen.
And a screen, yeah.
Screen, so you can
Yeah.
so I'm sure they follow where they're going, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's cool.
It's like a TV broadcast.
So next year, I'm planning on going.
Good.
Devin and I will be there next year.
Excellent.
Hopefully, we'll all be there next year.
Perfect.
Gotta do
Yeah.
it, right?
I'd like to see if we can get as big of a group as possible. Even break 10.
Ugh,
Because I think we had 10 last year.
break 10, yeah. Could have this, yeah.
3 cars.
3 cars.
So yes, updated standings. We have Garrett now with 33 points. I think he had both his guys finish top 10, Byron and Elliott. Kyle Larson did win a stage, so you got a point.
There we go.
Yeah, so you're up to 26. Ashley at 25. I had the best finisher actually. Kevin Harvick finished 4th.
I saw that.
There was a split second where I thought Harvick might win the race
Mm.
because he was in second at one point and chasing down Suarez, and then the guy who was, I think it was Buescher, was the guy who actually passed him, and
Yeah.
ended that threat. But
You don't need any more luck, anyways. You're
luck, I'm in fucking 4th place. Me and Danny are tied for 4th place with 24 points, and then Dylan 19, Alex 18.
still in it, Alex. You're
Still
still
in
in it. Your boy Keselowski has a donut on the season for you, but it's okay.
You finally got a top 10 this week.
You got a top 10. So he was in the negative.
He was in the
points.
negative points. Yeah, he's got 2 DNFs and 2 top 10s.
Rough.
He's having a tough year. First year as a car owner. Eek.
Not good.
Not good.
On to the Giants. They're playing game 2 right now, like we said, against the Royals. Logan Webb versus Stanford product Chris Bubich.
Bubich.
Excuse
Yeah.
me.
He's struggling this year,
You
man.
had to throw in a little Stanford product.
Hell
didn't
yeah.
you?
Gotta let him know. Yeah, he was a stud for Stanford. I want to say he might have been a 1st round pick, if I'm not mistaken. Or
And-
maybe an early 2nd round.
And shocking to the fans, this will not be the only time I mention Stanford in this podcast.
That's damn right. But he's looking pretty good against the Giants so far today.
Also, the Giants swept the Dodgers. Can I get a high five on that?
Fucking go, baby.
That was a good one. I did not see that coming.
No, the Giants have not been playing great ball. I mean, they haven't been playing terrible, but they've just been kind of hanging around there in third place. But
Yeah, so
nice sweep of the Dodgers.
swept the Dodgers, beat the Royals last night. Hope we can get a win tonight. They are wearing their City Connect jerseys, and they have won a lot in these jerseys, so it's, you know,
Maybe the mojo will continue.
good mojo, juju,
Yeah.
whatever you want to say.
Mojo Jojo. Yeah.
Yeah, they began they began the day 3 games back of LA and San Diego, who are now tied for first.
It wasn't that long ago that we were about 7.5 games back in first place.
And
So
there's still plenty
plenty of season.
of season left.
We're about 60-ish games in, give or take.
We also celebrated the 10-year anniversary of our boy Matt Cain's perfect game,
Goat.
but they kind of celebrated this also on
Like throughout the whole weekend. In
yeah,
a way.
because my dad's sister and her boyfriend were at the game on Sunday where Matt Cain threw out the first pitch.
Had the giveaway.
They had the giveaway bobble card. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a mix of a baseball card, but a
Oh.
bobblehead sort of. Yeah, interesting.
They sat club level. The seats looked amazing. I was a little bit jealous, but like I said, Tahoe was. I've been to a lot of Giants games.
Right.
I go to Tahoe as much as I go to Giants games. So, really stoked for my dad though because this first time I think he ever sat club level. And of course, when I sat club level a month ago, I told my dad, I'm like, oh, it's fucking awesome, it's great.
Yeah.
And of course, he's, going to club level a month later.
Right. Did he like it? Did he tell you
Yeah.
about it?
Oh yeah. He like sent me a selfie. He's like chilling at the Alaska Airlines Cove, and it's like him, and it just says Cove behind him. Classic dad picture,
That was funny.
Yeah, I think they all had a good time. JoJo got the tickets through work, so it was
Nice.
It's funny too because it was like actual tickets, like printed out tickets.
Oh, yeah, you don't see those
You
very
don't see
often.
those very often.
That means a season ticket holder had him. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I can't believe that perfect game was 10 years ago.
I know.
I remember I think I wasn't watching the full game. I remember looking at my phone and seeing it was 10-0. And it was against the Astros, right?
Right.
And I was thinking to myself, like, man, I wonder if this is like a no hitter or something like that. And I look at it, and I'm like, oh, it's like better than that.
Yeah.
I think if I remember correctly, I did watch the end couple innings or
Yeah.
something.
I want to say I watched that game like pretty much start to finish. That was pretty epic. I mean, Blanco's catch out in right center field, unreal. He ran like 2 miles to get to it and
Yeah, I
made the
forgot
diving
about
catch. That was like the play of the day. And then even the play that Arias had to make, which that's always the play you see at the end of the game, where he like kind of stumbles
He kinda
back,
stumbles back,
and have
yeah.
him make a long throw. And Arias did not have a strong arm either.
But he made that
But he
throw.
made the throw.
I don't know the position player. I don't know who the player was, and what position he plays, but if that was anybody fast, he would have been close.
I think it was Jason Castro, if I remember correctly. It was a catcher, so that helped for sure.
Yeah, so he probably knew he had time to throw it across the diamond.
Right. But yeah, I remember when I saw him like kind of stumble back, I'm like, oh fuck, he's gonna blow it on the last out. Because that did happen to Jonathan Sanchez like a few years before that, where he lost a perfect game in like the 8th inning because Uribe made an error.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
Was that a perfect game the Tigers won?
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
Armando Galarraga.
Jeez, he got hosed.
He got the Jim Joyce.
He got Joyce.
He got
That's
Joyce.
terrible. And I think there's only been what, 1, maybe 2 perfect games since then? Didn't King Felix throw one?
He did, which
After-
was like a year after Canes, I feel like.
And that might be it.
It might be the last one, yeah.
So what, there's only been like 20 something of those in
Yeah.
the history of baseball.
Right. Now Philip Humber, who was kind of a random one. I can't remember when that one. That one might actually be the last.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. Yeah, there's only, I think less than 30.
And of course, Bumgarner almost threw a perfect game that we were at, and then you jinxed it.
No. He just,
Dude, if you would have thrown a perfect game at a game that we were at for your birthday,
that would have been fucking legit.
that would have been the all timer.
Yeah. That would have been sick.
Actually, that's the closest I've ever been to any kind of no hitter or perfect game.
Yeah, I haven't seen anyone go that deep with a no-no.
That was that ninth inning too.
I think it was 8th
Oh.
inning with 2 outs or something. Or it was, somewhere in the 8th inning.
That sucks.
Goddamn.
That sucks.
That was fun though.
That was a fun day.
I think the Giants whipped their ass too, if I'm not mistaken.
They had to.
Yeah.
On to the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Lightning beat the Rangers in 6 games after being down 2-0 in the series. If I'm a Rangers fan, I am sick.
The Rangers got struck.
Okay.
You can't beat the Lightning these days. You
You
just
can't,
can't.
you can't.
But it's gonna happen. I'm telling you right now. But we'll get that.
You know who the Lightning remind me of right now is your Golden State Warriors. You can never count them out, right? You can't.
Yeah.
You cannot
You
count
can't.
them out. I'm picking. We still have a lot to talk about, but I'm going to pick the Lightning to win the cup.
All right.
Let's go for a three-peat because the last team to three-peat, it was actually a four-peat, was when the New York Islanders won from 80 to 83.
Okay. All
So
right.
that's the last time. I think there's only been a few three or more peats in the.
I gotta think Montreal did it.
They did it twice.
Yeah.
I think the Maple Leafs did it. I think I've read. It hasn't happened. So it hasn't happened over 40 years.
Yeah.
So it'd be kind of cool.
That would be a pretty awesome history to see.
So.
But
Man, I couldn't even imagine seeing my team win 4 straight championships.
I know.
I mean, 3.
three's pretty fucking
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, basketball is like the only realistic sport you can do that in
Yeah.
these days.
I mean, 'cause you saw the Warriors win 2 in a row, and you probably felt like, dude, this is awesome. Right?
I mean, and we pretty much felt like they were going to win it again the next year. It's like there was no reason to believe they wouldn't.
And the Giants winning 3 out of 5, you're like, dude, this is.
That's really tough to do in baseball. Winning back-to-back in baseball, another thing that's tough to do.
So I'm rooting for Tampa. Garrett would not like me saying that, but he's not here. He's in his room, so it's okay.
Just have to deal with it.
And they're going to play the Colorado Avalanche, like we said, starting tomorrow. And you have a couple interesting facts you want to give out.
Yeah, so this is both about the Lightning. They have a forward, Pat Maroon, who has now been a part of 15 consecutive playoff series victories.
Wow.
He played for the Blues that won the Cup in 19, and then he's been with the Lightning for the last 3 years.
So
Pretty
he,
unbelievable.
so he's going for a 4.
He's going for a personal four-peat.
Like Pat McCaw style.
Right, Pat McCaw style. That's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, unreal. How do you can't explain that.
It's like the Warriors.
And he's not even a star. It would be one thing if he was like the best player in the league or something.
And I think I've talked to you about this. I don't know if it's been on the podcast or regular talk.
Right.
Pat Maroon, his number is not 5. It should be Maroon 5, right?
Right. That would be funny.
I mean, come on. I mean, I'm not a huge Maroon 5 by any means.
Right.
But if I'm not saying it's Maroon, I don't even like the number 5, as we know.
Yeah.
But my number is gonna be 5. I can get it.
The other interesting fact,
Your boy.
yeah, my least favorite player of all time. He's now playing for the Lightning. Corey Perry is playing in the Stanley Cup final for the 3rd consecutive season.
I saw this stat.
All with a third different team.
I laughed because the 2 teams prior, he lost to against Tampa.
Right.
And that was,
That was
on
with Tampa, yeah. So hopefully he loses again because fuck Corey Perry. But yeah, so yeah, he lost with Dallas and Montreal in the 2 previous seasons to Tampa Bay.
And predictions, I'm gonna say Tampa. I'm gonna give Colorado some respect. I'd say Tampa in 7, just epic series.
I'm gonna take Colorado in 7.
Okay.
Boom, pick up the balls.
Who's got the home ice?
I believe Colorado has home ice.
Okay, so how do they do?
It's same as NBA.
2-2, 1-1.
Yep.
Okay.
I need to double check to see if that's the case. Stanley Cup.
It wouldn't surprise me if it was 2-3-2 based off how.
No, I know it's 2. I just need to make sure that Colorado's actually hosting.
Yeah. But shout out to a team in Colorado where it actually snows in Colorado, unlike Tampa.
Right.
Kind of feels like more of a hockey thing. So isn't that Garrett's beef with Tampa is,
Yeah.
as he's a Sharks fan, doesn't get close to snowing in San Jose.
Yeah.
Okay, come on.
Yeah, Colorado is hosting. They'll get 4 home games. I think that could be a huge factor.
Yeah, shout out to Brett. His his Colorado Avalanche are doing really well right now. He's trying to get to a game. I wonder how much tickets are going for that.
Probably not cheap. Probably not as expensive as the NBA finals, but I gotta think it's not cheap.
Yeah, that's a good segue because now it's time to talk about the NBA
My
Finals.
boys.
Jeez.
Warriors now lead the series 3-2
I
after splitting 2 games in Boston and winning last night at home.
so this doesn't surprise me in the slightest. Of course, Boston goes up 2-1, and the Warriors just win 2 straight. But the Warriors didn't need to win that game for.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Yeah.
They couldn't
Steph
get
Curry
it
had his
4-1.
best LeBron James impersonation by dropping 40 in a winning effort. LeBron usually loses in those efforts.
Right.
I really would have reminded me of him. Like, this is like a total LeBron putting the team on his back type game.
Right.
On the road.
Yeah, he had a huge game 4.
Which I didn't watch any of that game. I was kind of bummed.
Really?
Well, actually, I'm not because I probably would have pissed off watching it.
Yeah, I mean the Warriors in that fourth quarter, especially down the stretch. I think the game was 94-90 Boston with 5 minutes to go, and the Warriors went on a 17-3 run to finish the game.
And that's classic Warriors. Nothing really else I can say about that.
I think that shows a lot. I mean, this series is not over, but it shows the experience of Boston. You know.
Jason Tatum, soft. That's pretty much all I gotta say.
Yeah. I mean, did you watch that game 3?
I didn't get to watch that either.
Yeah.
No,
Boston really, really controlled that game, and that was an ugly one for the Warriors.
Oh, no, that's the one that Boston won.
Right.
I did watch that one, I believe.
Yeah.
Because the only games that I've watched at my house, Boston's won.
That's right.
And every time I'm here, and I was here last night, the Warriors won. So I promise you, I'm not going to be here on Thursday. I know that.
I won't be here either.
And Sunday's Father's Day, so I'm not going to be here.
Yeah.
Because it's going to go 7. I hope it goes 7.
Yeah, you better hope.
I hope it's going 7. Hey, I'm not feeling good by any means. I've seen the Warriors lose worse leads in the playoffs, so, I'm hanging my hat on that.
There you go. Yeah, no, I don't think this is
and they
over.
got to go to Boston. It's going to be tough.
It's going to be real tough.
I'm worried about Game 6 Clay. I'm worried about Draymond, because what if he doesn't foul out for once?
Although he seems to foul out in winning efforts now, too.
I know, right? What else am I worried about? I'm worried about Steph Curry.
Yeah, it
know.
would be. Also, just a quick shout out to Andrew Wiggins on having a huge game last night.
Maple Jordan.
Maple Jordan.
Maple Jordan.
I'm telling you, they're going to start calling Michael Jordan the Windy City Wiggins.
What did you say last night?
The American Wiggins.
The American Wiggins. I like that one, but the Windy City Wiggins.
Has a little more ring to it.
Oh, shit.
All jokes aside, Andrew Wiggins was awesome last night, 26 and 13. Big buckets on the stretch.
How are the Timberwolves feeling right now?
Okay, thank you for bringing that up, because I feel like I've said this before, but I never understood why so many people thought, and NBA Twitter can be a joke sometimes, but
Yeah.
I never understood why people thought that the Warriors got the raw end of that deal with D'Angelo Russell going to Minnesota.
I don't even think I really cared about it that much. Obviously I'm not a fan. But I think, he's a number 1 pick, and he was a decent player. Just he played for Minnesota, and they've been
Right.
When was the last time Minnesota's been really good?
Kevin Garnett, and did they even?
I think
Maybe he went to a conference
I think they went
finals.
to a conference
Yeah,
final.
one.
Kevin
Yeah.
Garnett.
I think the biggest thing for me that made it make sense is that D'Angelo Russell, to me, is just not really a winning player. He doesn't play defense. He's, and he didn't fit on the Warriors in any way. Like, we already have a ball handling point guard, and we don't play a game where, pick and roll is like the most dominant factor in the offense.
And Wiggins just has the body type. He's just
Right.
bigger. Like you say, he's better on defense.
He's a
low key high flyer.
right. No, he is. Yeah, he can jump. He can get up there. He was kind of, in a way, a replacement Harrison Barnes from those teams before
Yeah.
KD. But I think he's actually better than Harrison Barnes ever was for the Warriors.
Ever was, at any point.
At any point for the Warriors, yeah.
Okay.
And I think probably even
Because he was good in 2016 playoffs up until
the finals.
the finals.
Yeah.
Which I guess you could say is it's obviously the most important
Right.
series, but Harrison Barnes was always one of my favorite Warriors because it's just he didn't bother me. He played his game and it was cool.
Oh yeah, you could not dislike Harrison Barnes. He was a stand-up guy.
Even when he came to the Kings, I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
I've always liked Harrison Barnes.
Right.
And he's not like he's not Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Draymond Green.
Right.
Maybe offensively he's better than Draymond now.
Yeah.
Back then he wasn't.
I think it took his
kind of a
game,
wash, I guess.
Right. His game was undeveloped, and it had a hard time developing his game when you had guys like Curry and Thompson in their prime, and they were the focal points of the offense.
Yeah.
I think for Wiggins has a pretty well-rounded offensive game. He can score off the dribble. He can pull up. He can definitely fly, like we talked about.
Yeah.
So, and Wiggins has done a pretty phenomenal job on defense on both Brown and Tatum in the series.
Yeah.
So good for him. He's finally shaking that stigma that he was not a winning player.
Yeah. But he never had that bust vibe to him. Right?
No, he was just like, it just felt like he wasn't a guy that was gonna be that number 1 draft pick type player where
But he
he
also
leads
wasn't-
a franchise.
He also wasn't Anthony Bennett though.
No, he was not Anthony Bennett.
What were the Cavs thinking about
That was a joke.
That was weird.
Yeah.
I don't even know who the best player of that draft was. I can't even remember that draft.
It was Lillard in that one?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd have to look at it
Anthony
again.
Bennett,
Yeah.
that was a swing and a miss
That was
by the
pretty-
Cavaliers.
Pretty ugly.
And was that after LeBron left, or?
No, it was right before LeBron got there.
Oh, that's right.
It was like 2014, I think.
And they drafted Wiggins again the next year.
Yeah, and then traded him and Bennett for Kevin Love.
Yeah.
So because Wiggins was drafted technically by
Yes.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
It's funny that they had the first draft pick and LeBron coming in the same year.
I wonder if LeBron's thinking to himself right now, like, man, maybe should have kept Wiggins around. He's looking pretty good right now. But he got a championship out of it.
Yeah, he got Kevin Love.
He made it to the finals, 4 years in a row?
Right.
The Cavs.
Right.
So it's all.
Wasn't too bad.
I'm sure it's all good.
Yeah. Would have been interesting to see LeBron play with a young player like that,
Mm-hmm.
though, because he never really has.
Mm.
Never played alongside of a young stud like that. Couple of interesting notes. I mean, Boston's turnover issues continue. They're averaging over 17 turnovers a game in
The
their
youth
losses.
is showing.
Yeah.
Like you said, the youth is showing.
I think another interesting thing is that
But you could also say the Warriors are being good on defense as well.
Yeah, no,
I'm not going to say it's just
yeah,
like the Celtics are giving it up. The Warriors are also
yeah,
doing their part in earning these turnovers.
no question about it. I mean, we've definitely seen the Warriors do these turnovers all the time, which is like it's almost like refreshing to see another team do it, where they drive below the basket and kick it out to no one.
Can I say I'm tired of Marcus Smart just throwing it
Right
down the court like he's Magic Johnson?
Yeah, that too.
To never really, it's either out of bounds or it tips and the Warriors get the ball for
Right,
the most part.
Right.
It's like
I feel like it worked in the first game of the series, but ever since then, it hasn't worked out.
if I'm the head coach, I know you could only control so much as the head coach, but you gotta say stop doing this.
Right.
You have to.
Project the ball a little bit.
And that's why I respect what they did last night, even though they lost, is they shut down Steph Curry. He didn't hit a three-pointer for the first time since the
Yeah.
Obama administration.
They were fucking face guarding him like 35 feet from the basket.
And they pretty much said, we're having anybody else beat us.
You can play 4-on-4.
And then it happened. So,
Yeah.
Wiggins made him pay.
Yeah.
But, I mean, do you think you can count on that again?
Well, the thing is,
if they do the same thing, Steph
Right.
Curry, let's say Steph has let's say 20, 24,
yeah,
which could be enough to win the game.
right. I think they will probably play, defend him far from the basket again. Steph still did get some good looks. I feel like he was forcing some shots because he took some ones that were not, kind of as if he was in rhythm, but he hadn't made any shots yet.
Yeah.
That were from like 30 feet. I'm like, yeah, maybe we wait till we make a couple before we do that,
Yeah.
Because he still did, I think, eventually get some good looks. He just wasn't dropping them in.
It was a weird game by Steph,
Yeah.
shooting wise, because he, like I said, he didn't hit a 3-pointer, and that was
Yeah, I think it was 38 straight games in the playoffs or something like that. Or maybe more than that, I don't remember.
like 100.
Or maybe it was 38 straight that he made 2.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah.
And he went over. So yeah.
But even if Steph doesn't do anything, Game 6, you got Clay.
Right. Well, it was funny too that I was thinking about like the only thing that made me nervous after Game 4 was like when is Steph gonna have an off game because I feel like he's always due for one, and like
I feel
is
like
that
that-
gonna kill them in the series? And they got lucky that they won the game.
So I don't count on him having that. That wasn't that bad of a night.
He seems to in at least once every playoff series have one clunker, at least one clunker.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the biggest reason that he didn't get Finals MVP in 2018, I believe, when KD got it, because Steph was kind of on track. He was building that narrative, like, because he had like 3 30-point games to start the series, and then I think in Game 4 he only scored like 13 points or something like that, and KD had like 50 or 45.
And I was making jokes about it last night. I was like, Andrew Wiggins Finals MVP. And I think the only way that would even be an option is if Steph has 2 clunkers in a row.
And Wiggins has to go off.
And Wiggins has like 35 for the next 2 games.
Right.
I think that's the only way.
Right, because I even looked at it because I was scrolling through Twitter. I was really trying not to as much as I could, but I saw this tweet. Like, it was from like Skip Bayless, I think, or someone respected.
Skip Bayless is he's on the Warriors.
Yeah, but he said
he's against the Boston. I don't know why he doesn't want Boston.
Well,
I don't know what the.
I think they him and Shannon agreed to pick sides. I really do. Because Shannon I saw pouring up some brandy, I think, on Twitter. Yeah.
Which doesn't make any sense because why would he? He's a LeBron Laker guy, so why would he root for Boston?
They're just both winkers. That show's scripted.
Pass me the Topo. Pass me a Topo, courtesy of our biggest fan, or arguably one of our biggest fans. Salvador. No, it's Sal. It's Sal. It feels weird saying Salvador.
What was I gonna say though? After seeing that, I think it was like saying, is Andrew Wiggins really gonna steal the Finals MVP from Curry? And I'm thinking to myself, really, one game is gonna get him that? And Steph Curry's averaging still after that game over 30 points in the finals, and Andrew Wiggins is averaging a cool 18, but they ain't 30. So let's stop that.
This strawberry guava Topo Chico tastes like bubble tape.
Oh boy, because I was kind of excited for it. Is it good?
It's good. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm in for that.
Did I just totally turn you off right there?
We'll see. We'll see if it's a good bubble tape.
My bad. So before you give me these facts, I read this and I kind of laughed at myself. I have a couple facts for you actually about the Warriors.
Sure. Mine have nothing to do with the series actually, but I think you like them.
Okay. Mine are. So going into Game 5, remember we talked about ESPN's BPI, that Basketball Power Index.
Mm-hmm.
They still gave the Celtics 71% chance to win the series going into last night's game.
71. Okay.
To the Warriors 29.
Do you know what it is now?
I mean,
calculated it yet?
I don't know if they've calculated, but I just can't imagine the Warriors don't have a higher percentage.
They have to at least be 50 now.
At least.
Right?
If it's anything close to 70 or 70-30, I'm gonna riot. It doesn't make any sense. What is this basing off of?
Yeah.
This is all just computers.
Yeah. I'm a little confused.
They're not watching the games.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a big factor too, as there's no visual bias.
And I also want to give a shout out to the Warriors' big three, who's been doing it for the past 8 or 10 years. Curry, Thompson, Green. They have 20 finals games wins, which is the most by a trio in the last 30 years. They passed Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili, who had 19.
Wow, that's pretty wild.
Which I thought about, I was like, that doesn't make any sense, but I forgot Duncan, I think, did he win 2 before?
Before both those guys.
Yeah, okay. So I was like, that doesn't make any sense because he has 5 rings, and 4 times 5 is
would be
25.
20. Yeah.
20. So, that's pretty
Good
company.
stuff, yeah.
They're in their own company at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are the facts you have for me?
So I kind of wish I brought this up before the finals because I feel like, casual fans I've talked to, asking about like, oh, how long do you think the series is going to go? And I've heard too many people say, oh, I think it's going 7, and kind of insinuating that they think the NBA is rigged because they think they want 7 games for the money, which, of course, they want 7 games. But I don't think anything is fixed.
No, I don't either.
And I've always hated that narrative. And
just because it's been fixed, once that we know in the past, and maybe we don't know other things.
Right.
We know for sure it was fixed once.
Right.
I don't think it's fixed.
Yeah. So I found some stats that don't back that up.
Okay.
So anyone that thinks it's going 7 for without question, guess how many times this happened in the last 27 years?
Game 7?
Yeah, in the finals.
I know of 2.
You can count it on one hand.
Say 4.
4 times in the last 27 years.
So the 2 I can think of is the Heat Spurs when the Heat won, and then the Warriors Cavs.
Yeah. And honestly,
what are the other 2? Do you know?
I want to say. So the Warriors Cavs is the most recent. I'm totally forget. I want to say Boston beat LA in 7.
Oh, didn't LA beat Boston?
And
in
then
7?
LA beat Boston in 7 also. I think were the other 2.
Yeah, Kobe had a terrible game, but they still won that game. Or a terrible shooting game, I want to say.
Right. I think those are the other 2. And between 1995 and 2008, there was 0. Game 7 in the finals.
Wow.
Yeah. And I kind of cherry picked that gap or whatever, but still, it's only happened.
That's a pretty. That's
I think it's happened less than 15 times in NBA history where the finals have gone to 7 games. So it's get out of your fucking head with that narrative.
This is. I mean, no matter what, if it goes 7, I feel like this has been really one of the best evenly matched finals that I've seen in a while.
And that's why I didn't. It's kind of irrelevant now because it looks like it has a good chance to go to 7, but yeah, I just thought I always think that's funny when people think it's that sports could be so fixed when you have so many people involved and so much money.
No, it's not fixed.
It's like, get over it. So yeah, that's my fact.
That's your only. Oh, okay, just one. I like that.
I think that was it. Oh, also, there's only been out of the 14 playoff series coming into the finals. There's only been 3 this year that have gone to 7 games. So
Yeah.
But that's kind of common in the early rounds.
It's almost impressive when it goes 7. When any kind of
Yeah,
series goes
it's
7.
actually somewhat rare.
You think it's harder for a series to go 7 or harder for a series to go just sweep 4?
I would say if you're talking about all series throughout the playoffs, I think sweeps are probably just as common in a 7-game series.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like in basketball, when you play a series, you know, the better team will kind of just figure out the lesser team, and that's why series don't tend to go 7 that often.
Yeah. So I'm in between a rock and a hard place right now. Because I did say Warriors in 6 to begin the series. And I do want to be right, but I don't want to be right. You know what I mean?
Would you rather be wrong and the Warriors win in 7, or be right and the Warriors win in 6? That's your only two choices in this scenario.
Probably right in 6.
Just get it over with.
Because 7 gives me the hope of like, man, they could actually lose this, and then they win. I'm like, fuck, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I will choose the Warriors in 6 out of those two options. Do you think it's going 7, or do you honestly think they're going to finish it off?
So this might sound crazy, and it's easy to say now that we're here, but I don't know why, but I felt so confident in the Warriors going into Game 4 and winning that game in Boston. I have no reason why. I just did.
Yeah.
And I felt pretty damn confident last night, and I'm gonna ride that high in the Game 6.
I didn't think there was a chance Boston was winning the game last night. I know it got close in the third quarter and then things broke out in the fourth.
Right.
But I just thought there was no way the Warriors are going to lose this game at home. Like, it's going back to Boston.
The first half went the way I felt it should have.
And I guess it was going to go back to Boston regardless. But
Right.
you know what I mean? I thought the Warriors were going to win that game at home.
Right. Yeah, the first half went the way I thought, and the third quarter is actually, different than any other third quarter we've seen in the series, where Boston dominated it.
Yeah, the first time the Warriors didn't dominate the third quarter.
I think they won the quarter by like 12 points, and or 11 points, something like that. And it took a Jordan Poole buzzer beater at the third quarter horn again to give the Warriors a lead.
The bank was open. So by this time next week, I'm either going to be really, really happy, or I'm going to look like a fucking fool. There's no in between.
I think no matter what, I feel pretty damn good about that prediction I put together. At this point, I mean, the Warriors get one win away and they don't do it. I still feel pretty good about it.
Yeah. I mean, I still give you props. Like, dude, you're one
Yeah.
win away from predicting it.
I feel like I did halfway decent on the playoffs overall.
Yeah.
I mean,
Who'd you have the Warriors beating in the finals?
I had the Sixers, which
Oh, that's right.
which I did make not like a true prediction, but I did think that the Sixers would get there because they would make a big trade. I didn't think it was going to be Harden. I thought it would be someone more like Lillard or something like that. But
I'm sure they wish they got Lillard.
you're right, yeah. It's been a heck of a season. I don't think. I mean, even though I did say the Warriors were going to go to the finals, I don't think many people would have guessed that.
And let me ask you this: regardless of who wins, and it might not make sense me saying this, but are you going to feel like either one of these teams going into next season truly is the best team in basketball?
I think the Celtics should be viewed as
If they win.
really, they should be probably top 3 in the odds to win it next year.
And do you think if the Warriors win the championship, like no doubt, you think they're the best team walking into next season?
No, I don't. Although I do find their situation next year interesting with, the continued development of Kuminga and Moses Moody, and then hopefully getting James Wiseman back at some point. I mean, they're going to have to re-sign Jordan Poole, which is going to break the bank once again, but the Warriors have proven they don't give a fuck about
Well,
that.
and I'm going to tell you this right now, what I honestly believe. You guys are only going to be in championship contention as long as Steph Curry is on the team.
I think
I think once Steph Curry, whenever this is off the team,
Right.
your guys' championship window, unless Jordan Poole becomes Steph Curry, like, I think it's over.
Which I don't know if I see
You know
that.
what I mean?
I think Jordan Poole had his shine, but
Yeah.
I don't know if he's really that guy.
And I also think about this too. So you got to think, you guys are going for your 4th in 8 years, and that's really impressive. Let's think about the Bulls when they won 6 and 8 years. The Bulls haven't even been close, or they have not made it to the finals since Michael Jordan.
Right.
And let's think about the latest dynasty, the Spurs.
Right.
They had not made it anywhere close to the finals since Duncan left.
Right. He was there for the whole stretch. So you kind of have to have somebody there for the whole time.
So you got to think, if once Steph Curry's gone, you guys might not ever have, based off history when it comes to really good winning teams, you guys might not have this kind of success ever again, or at least for a long time.
Well, you really have to have players because I think Greg Popovich is proving that right now, and maybe he's just his style of coaching is a little too old school. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
But I think having Tim Duncan and all the guys that he was there with that whole stretch was the reason that they won a lot of games and championships.
And I guess the Lakers might be the outlier because they had the Kobe Shaq years, and then they ended up winning 2 with Kobe in a row, and then went to 3 in a row.
Right. But
So I guess-
Kobe was the constant.
But Kobe, there was bad years, but then
Sure,
it
yeah.
got back to
Right.
they needed Pau Gasol. But you know what I mean? It's like those teams never have gotten back to the promised land.
Right.
So your Warriors, I guess, but the point of what I'm saying is just you really got to enjoy this. I know you have. Who's that?
Jock. Oh, I fucking missed it. Dude, he pimped it too. What a jackass.
Idiot, missed it.
I'm sorry to break your
okay.
concentration.
It's okay. You were convinced, like you
Dude,
were.
he strutted. He did the strut and the bat. He held the bat up too. What a jackass. All right, sorry, but no, I agree that it's
Oh yeah, I mean, it looks like a nice swing.
yeah. Ball's not flying today.
Just missed it. Just missed it.
I think the Giants are still hitless. Just looking at it. It's like where's the pop in that one? It must have been cracked. Yeah, I agree. I think it proves that the Spurs one is the great comparison because I think that's what the Warriors want to be as a franchise. And I mean, who knows how long Steph Curry's going to play? He could play till he's 38. He could play, only 2 more years. Who knows? But I think that is going to be he's going to be the constant in their success for sure. I mean, they have done a nice job of building a possible core for the future. But
Yes, no, they absolutely have.
there's no guarantee of anything.
No, or at least being in contention for deep playoff runs.
Right. Which I think, and it kind of goes to the point of like, why blow something up just because you haven't won a championship yet? Like we were talking about the Jazz last week, right?
Or
because, I mean, having deep playoff runs is really all you can ask for as a franchise. You can't just guarantee that you're going to have the formula
and
to win it every year.
look at the Celtics. I think people were telling them to blow it up.
Yeah.
And the only thing they really blew up was just the head coaching or the head coach.
And he's still a part of the team. he's the GM now.
And I really do like the Celtics head coach. I think his demeanor's, you can tell he's a Popovich guy.
Yeah, I heard a good story about him that, like the big difference between him and Brad Stevens is that Udoka will tell players, like you're bad at this,
Like
or,
hold them accountable.
Yeah, like he'll just straight up like call them out, rather than Brad Stevens will try to like kind of lift you up, which is everyone's got their style.
Yeah.
But,
Some people are Bobby Knight, some people are Coach K.
right. But like a big one was Robert Williams. He put it in his head like, dude, you're soft. Like he told him straight up to his face, you're soft. Think about like one of us looking at Robert Williams and saying you're soft. Think what would happen? You'd probably get
Get ass kicked.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, and Udoka was a player, so like he's got the credit.
We need more people telling other people that they're fucking soft.
Right.
You're soft.
Yeah.
Because if someone tells you you're soft long enough, what's going to happen?
Yeah, you're gonna harden up.
You're not going to be soft anymore.
Right. Which and honestly, Robert. Well, Robert Williams is a pretty, good story as far as like the player he's become because he was a nobody a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But
He needs to tell Jason Tatum, you're soft. You are
I knew you were gonna
soft.
say that.
You are soft.
Yeah.
What do you want to do on Thursday? What do you want to do? Do you want to lose with your son watching in the stands, or do you want to be the hero in Force Game 7? What do you want?
Yeah.
What do you want? I hate to bring the kid into it, but what do you want to say? What do you want to say?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yep, that's basketball.
Dubs and 6, baby.
Celtics 7. That's the only thing I got. That's the only one I got.
All right, let's see what this fucking bubble tape's got for us.
Well, drinking. Tell me what you think.
Yeah.
Am I tripping? Do you remember bubble tape?
Yeah.
Okay.
I see where you're going.
Okay.
It's actually refreshing though.
That's good.
I thought it was gonna be nasty sweet.
No.
These are actually pretty
They're
damn good
good.
seltzers.
Sal usually
He always comes through with the
He
topos.
comes through with the topos. We appreciate it.
Yeah. We've been selling these at the Marriott actually.
Really?
This flavor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
People didn't like them.
Do they sell tall cans of Topo Chicos?
I'm not sure if I've seen that yet.
I don't think
I'm
I
sure it'll be a thing though.
Has to be.
Yeah.
All right. What time is it?
It's time for last call.
Last call. What do you got?
So the College World Series starting on Friday. Stanford back in it for the second year.
What did I tell you guys? One more Stanford mention.
Yep. They actually had a pretty interesting run to get here. I think we were watching their elimination game last week.
Mm-hmm. You texted me about the outcome.
Right. Yes.
Yeah,
No.
before it was over.
It was the final game of the regional at Stanford, and they beat Texas State after being down 3-1 going into the bottom of the ninth.
That's right.
Tied it with 2 straight solo home runs to start the inning, and then rallied for the walk off in the bottom of the ninth.
Yep.
And then they just beat UConn in the 3-game series of the Super Regionals after losing game 1. Game 1 was actually insane.
Yeah.
Stanford was down, I think, 10-0 after 2 innings.
Oh my God.
They didn't win the game, but they ended up losing 13-12.
Jeez.
They scored 6 runs in the bottom of the ninth to make it 13-12 and had a chance to I think the winning run was actually at the plate when they finally made the last out. But then they came back with 2 strong wins on Sunday and yesterday afternoon to get there again, and they are the highest seed left in the tournament. So 8 teams are in the World Series.
And
Should be fun.
You like their chances?
I don't even know if they make odds for this in Vegas. I'm sure they do because they do for everything.
Yeah.
But I would think they were probably one of the favorites. I don't know. I mean, they're going to play Arkansas in the first game. It's an unseeded team, but Arkansas is pretty damn good. Texas is really good. They got a great lineup. But yeah, I think they got a good chance to get there, at least to the championship series. Yeah.
That'd be cool. I got a few things. Back-to-back weeks of sports men becoming billionaires.
Oh,
Tiger
yeah.
Woods,
Tiger!
another Stanford alum. That's the third mention.
Oh, sure you know.
All three of y'all. Tiger Woods is a billionaire. His net worth. Congratulations. Not surprised. Some people might not like this based off what Tiger's done in the past, but nonetheless, he's a billionaire. Can I be next?
Yeah.
Right? Also, a funny one that I saw today. Little Caesars, a pizza that I like, borderline love.
Underrated.
Thank you.
Underappreciated.
Is the official pizza sponsor of the National Football League.
No shit.
That's pretty big for Little Caesars.
They are, I mean, they've been like a college bowl sponsor. They're, I think Little Caesars Arena is the name of the Red Wings and Pistons play.
Yeah. So I think Little Caesars might have.
They're out of Detroit.
Yes.
Because I was watching an A's game where they're playing the Tigers and they were serving Little Caesars at the stadium.
Little Caesars, I've probably talked about this. I think it's a good pizza for what it is.
I mean, $5.44 with tax. Are you kidding me?
It's a good pizza, man. I think it's better than Domino's.
Oh, it's way fucking better than Domino's. Domino's sucks.
Thank you.
Domino's is trash. It really is.
I think it's better than like Papa John's or Papa Murphy's.
I have never had Papa John's, but it looks bad even on the commercials.
You know what's good though is the Mountain Mike's.
Mountain Mike's is it.
Mountain Mike's is good.
Yeah, I'm glad they're down the street.
They're good.
They need to get their TV situation figured out, but other than that,
That's why you get delivered here.
right. Yeah, Mountain Mike's is good. Papa Murphy's is okay for takeout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Little Caesars. I mean, that's big. At the NFL, I mean, come on, it's the best sport around.
Watch, the pizza's gonna get super expensive though.
I was just thinking that. I swear to guys. I mean, is that no more $5 pizzas?
Is it even $5 anymore?
It's probably $6 now.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit more.
Oh, geez. And one last thing I want to mention was, so PSG is close to having a new coach,
Yeah.
and I don't know what his name is. Can you pronounce it?
Zinedine Zidane.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I never mentioned PSG, so I thought this was a good opportunity for me to do
Right.
that.
Yeah, he. I did see that because I know Pochettino is the coach right now, and they don't like him at all.
I saw a picture of this guy who might be the next head coach holding the trophy, so he's got to be good.
He is a former Ballon d'Or winner, which is like the Player of the Year.
Okay.
He might have done it like a couple years in a row, actually.
Alright.
And I'm pretty sure he won some championships. I want to say he might have played for Real Madrid. I can't remember.
Oh,
But yeah.
one last thing I want to mention that, as far as you mentioned, your boy Joey Barr got sent to the minors.
Oh yeah. Do I have to take a shot for that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, fucking Joey. I'm not. I'll do it.
You know what John Lund calls him on KMBR? The human fan.
That is so bad.
Or I don't know if he,
Coined it.
coined that name, but I think he has referred to Joey Bart as the human fan. He is not a fan of
That is
Joey
fucking
Bart.
hilarious. The human fan. He does strike out a lot. I think he's striking out more than 50% of the time this year.
It's not good.
So I was thinking about it.
Remember how hyped you were for Joey Bart? Which I don't blame you.
It was a little bit sarcastic, but yeah. It
Because
was
how can you do
I mean, number 2 overall pick.
And he finally hit his first homer. Was it the first game of the season this year?
Right.
Or no? Was that the
Yeah,
first?
yeah. We were there. He pimped it like a boss. Like he hit 30,000 in his career. But yeah, fucking guy. It's funny. I was thinking about how like he's not ready to call him a bust yet, but they're just gonna send him down to AAA, and he's probably gonna rake again, and they're gonna bring him up, and like, what's gonna be the difference? He just needs to grow up. He needs some kind of coach.
Yeah, he can rake in the minors, but he can't rake in the big leagues.
Right.
So there's no in between.
And there's been some parts about his game at the major league level that have been impressive. Like obviously his power when he does connect is pretty impressive. He knows how to take a walk, but just the swing and miss factor is pretty pathetic. You can't strike out half the time.
No.
That's terrible.
not
Even
bad.
striking out 1/3 of the time is pretty awful, and he's striking out way more than that.
So the Joey Bart jersey's on hold right now.
Yes, no 2-1 jersey yet.
Do you think anybody who owns a Joey Bart jersey is thinking to themselves like, "Fuck"?
I hope no one has one because they're a fucking clown.
Somebody has one.
I hope-
His parents probably have one.
I hope someone has one when he was rocking 60 last year.
He rocked 60?
Yeah, because I think they gave 21 to somebody else for a little bit.
Another terrible number.
Yeah.
Another terrible number. Are you lacing one up right now?
Yeah. You want one?
I feel like I always say yes. Yeah, I'll do one. Fuck it.
We're shooting around. You okay with that?
Ooh. Oh, can I take it back?
What does this remind you of?
Bacardi?
Mm-hmm. Outside of mojitos.
Is this a trick question?
Big hockey.
Oh. Game 7. Sharks, Golden Knights. Double fisting at Rubicon. Someone has a video.
I was gonna say someone has that video.
Someone has a video and it's like the heart. Remember that?
I think it's Ashley Small.
Ashley Small has like the heart
Yeah.
thing on like Snap or Instagram.
Oh boy.
You were down so. I mean, we all were.
Yeah.
We were all down so bad that game.
And we were up so high afterwards.
Dude, it's like one of the best sports moments I've ever experienced. Like the Sharks on the totem pole of sports
Right.
for me is like almost the lowest.
I really wish that the penalty that was called was legit.
Yeah.
You know, like there was actually an infraction that was worthy of the penalty, but regardless.
Hey, in the words
Can't take it
in the
back.
words of Garrett, there was blood on the ice.
There's blood on
There was
the
blood
ice.
on the ice.
Which I don't blame the refs for seeing that and being like, oh, something really bad must have happened that we probably missed. So, yeah. But, anyways, to Joey Bart.
Oh fuck. Oh.
Ooh, Bacardi. All right, let's find
That was bad.
some facts about Zidane.
He's a sharp looking dude though. Jeez, that guy
Yeah,
could be
he
his GQ model.
He's kind of got bald David Beckham vibes.
He kind of looks like he looks like two dudes, but like he's better looking than these two dudes. He looks like the old defensive coordinator for the Niners,
With Robin Saleh.
and he kind of looks like Mr. Gassner.
Any Napa high people should know that one. That's fucking pretty good.
I knew you'd like that one. Did you ever have Mr. Gassner?
For like as a substitute a couple times.
I
that's
never
it. He was fucking funny. So,
Oh my god.
so our potential new coach, they didn't announce it yet, did
I
they?
think it was reports.
Okay. So player of the year, FIFA player of the year in 1998, 2000, and 2003, and Ballon d'Or in 1998. He did play for Real Madrid at the end of his career, also Juventus, two high-class clubs.
Yes.
Let's see. I'm trying to see if he won any championships, but regardless, that's going to be the end of the show. You want to send us off, Gage?
Yes, thank you for listening. We love you, we love you, we love you. Instagram, Twitter, even we have a Facebook I found out last night.
We do. It's pretty much irrelevant.
It's dry.
Yeah.
which we need to work on.
Yeah.
But we appreciate the support as always, and we will see you, ladies and gentlemen, next week.
Dubs and 6, bitch.
Celtics in 7.